All right, it's finally here. This is, at the time of this filming, the new triple axle truck by RC4WD. Now, they did have one earlier called the Beast. Now, the Beast came with no top body, and it was just actually the bottom part, and it was built differently. Different types of axles as well, right? So now they've paired it up with a brand new body. Some of us may have seen a similar body like this before, but it's great to be paired up on a new RC4WD truck, making triple axle trucks a lot more accessible to everybody. We've definitely seen an increase in popularity in triple axle trucks, and I bet you we're going to start seeing competitions that feature triple and quad axle trucks. But a lot of people will be wondering about my capo, or wondering about my HD Overkill, the Ultra upgrade that I was doing that actually had 5 axles. But when I got a hint that this was coming a few months ago, I put everything on hold, because I know everybody likes to get a vehicle that either A, that's in their budget, B, they're find easy to build themselves, and C, just to be able to access a kit. So here we are. RC4WD jumped on board. Basically, there's a blurb on the side, right? Are you ready for the end of days? The opportunities are limitless with the Beast II truck kit. Now, a kit means no electronics. For those that are watching that are new to the show, a kit usually means no battery, no servos, no ESC or motor, anything. You got to buy those. The kit is basically so you can put it together the way you want, but this gives you the whole skeleton of it. So, unmatched in scale detail, allowing for a realistic model or a true performance-oriented 6x6 trail truck. Now, they did, look at this, I'll put in here anyway, because I know you guys will read it. The Beast II is built with engineering and design first, packed with great products like the R3 2-speed transmission, guys. There is a 2-speed in here. Yota II axles, Triton transfer case, and a Mil-Spec ZXL tires with 1.9 Humvee beadlock wheels. Nice. On the other side, optional parts that you can get, okay? Optional products. You got all the beadlocks, the servos. If you guys want to get into the motors, it actually shows a 45 turn, which will give you more torque, a little less speed, but you definitely have 3 axles instead of just the 2. The radio and the ESC combo they sell. Here's probably the #1 upgrade I'll end up getting. Look at that. So in my original Beast truck, I did have a little bit of problem with torque and the drive shafts wanting to snap apart, but they always went back together. It was just the yoke. So they actually suggest using the scale steel Punisher shaft. Is that V3? I think it is. And this one will show you it's the 90.5 millimeter to the 110.5 millimeter, 5 millimeter set screw there, or opening, pardon me, not the set screw. So I haven't opened it because I know you guys like unboxing videos, so the official seal is still in place. Dun, 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 dun. There we are. Can I get it to go? I can. Let's give you a better view. Bum, 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 bum. Look at that. Really awesome. Wow, cool. Look at that. These are the shocks. Small drive shaft. Looks like the chassis plates. Look how long these rails are. These are going to be support beams, and of course another couple of drive shafts right at the top. Look at that, eh? La la la. We'll remove the first layer and get to what's underneath the meat and potatoes. It's like a big pizza pie. Move it off to the side. Awesome. Look at this. Axles, transmission. I see a bunch of shock tower mounts. One's upside down. So cool. Here's the front steering axle. You can tell because of the steering knuckles that are already assembled on it. These are the Yota II axles. Steering, everything is aluminum, right? So you don't have to worry about bending anything as easy as you would with plastic, but you also got to be careful that if it rolls down a hill, you don't permanently bend one of these steering hubs. Here is the center axle. Check that out. This is so it can transfer power from the front axle through the middle axle, so you have a drive going on through the center of the vehicle, and out to the rear axle. Bum, ba, bum, which doesn't need any steering. So there you go. Looking good, nice and fully assembled. Transmission, here it is, the R3 2-speed transmission. Look at that. Now it's all metal. It's not very heavy, but because it is metal, it's got some weight to it. Here's the output drive. I'm going to assume from all the other ones, this is the actual shifter for the 2 speeds. So I'm also going to assume that you're going to need about 2 servos. We'll find that out as I build it though, but one for usually shifting and then one for steering. There is the motor mount plate. Dun, da, da. And of course, the giant spur gear that they have on there. Pretty sweet. Looks like a couple of skid plates on the bottom. These are actually plastic. People will ask, why are they plastic when everything else is metal? And for some experienced RC users, or for folks that like to have good slide under their truck, normally it's made out of plastic instead of metal, because metal seems to get hung up on rocks pretty easy. So there's the 2 sliders underneath. A bumper, dun, 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 pretty awesome. And I see right beside metal light buckets. I'm going to pretty much assume that's what these are, and they probably go in like that. And I also saw, super cool, little metal light covers. I think that's what they are. Best I can do from just telling what's in the box here. Not reading the manual yet. And some odds and ends. Where's the transfer case? Here it is. Look at this. Again, for folks that aren't used to seeing scale stuff that actually function like a full-scale truck, there you go. Look at that transfer case. Neat, hey? So basically a transfer case helps transfer power from a spur gear out to axles. I won't even bother wrapping that up again because I'll be using it quite shortly. This looks like a bottom mounting plate. It sure is. This will also be a skid plate. This is where the suspension links will hook into. Very nice. And what do we got on the end? Looks like the end bumper bar. Not too sure, but maybe. One more level, I think. Might be more. Oh, there's more. Actually, there's more levels. Awesome. Look at this. Okay, so it's got bounced around a bit. Some of the pieces have fallen out, but these are going to be the side plates for the rear of the bed. I'm, going to guess on that. That's what it looks like. So much guessing, but I've learned over the years when I think something is one thing and it turns out to be another, to be careful on saying what I say until we get to the manual and I start putting it together. So put these pieces back. There. So some other pieces to put back together. Let's see what we have in the final layer. Yup, it is the final layer. All the tires, all the pieces I'm gonna need for body assembly. They all come in white, so you get to paint it whatever color you want, or you can keep it white. It's kind of like a bluish hue white, but not a big deal. Okay, tires come with the beadlocks already inserted. They're not, these are assembled for you, but the tire itself with the beadlock is not assembled. Great packaging idea though, to stuff it inside the plastic. Right on. There's your hex adapter and beadlocks like that. What is a beadlock, some of you might be asking? This around, you see that inner circumference or diameter there? That actually is the lip or the bead of the tire. And how it basically goes is you have a ring like this that will go on the inside of the tire, like so. Make sure that lip is on the inside of the metal. I'm going to show you. This is the metal piece sticking up. You see how it has a lip there as well? That basically just gets stretched over, the tire gets stretched over that lip, and the lip or bead of the tire actually goes in like that. Now, I'm sure, again, I haven't looked at the instructions, but something like this, and then they're going to get sealed together, so this will actually fit onto the axle stub. Now, what's in this one? 2 more bags, so more pieces for the body, I see windshield wipers on the inside, and another plastic parts bag. So I'll be getting into each one of these as I build it. But I know you guys are always curious to see what's on the inside. I won't open up too many, but I see suspension links, I see rod ends, I see wheels, hardware, and hardware bag. Okay. So I'll put those back in. I don't like to get confused and dump them all out. I always unbox one or unbag one bag at a time as I go through the instruction book. How many times can I screw those words up? Here is the instruction book. It's more like a magazine, a hardbound cover, and tons of fun stuff to look at. A lot of it's going to be body assembly. How many pages? 24, 30, 38, 46, 50 pages. 50 with spare parts on the back and recommended equipment. So 54. Now the bonus of this kind of book is it does go into a lot of detail. The detail itself will actually show you how to reassemble your axles, which I find to be extremely helpful, especially when I have to take them apart in the future. But I'm glad they're already assembled. So I don't want to skip too far forward here. In the next video, I'll definitely be going over step number 1, how to follow it through. But today, I just wanted to get in here, show you guys that a new build is definitely on the way. We'll start at step 1, we'll end at step whatever. Whatever the last step is. Let's put this back in here. And I'll build it in the studio here, so I'll try to get the lighting right for all this white that we see. But check it out, so many cool pieces inside the Beast number 2 6x6 truck kit from RC4 Drive. Man, that's a lot of stuff to fit in there. There it is, guys. Look at that, doesn't it look gnarly? If you guys want to follow along and you are not subscribed, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. It certainly supports the show. And to all my friends that are already subscribed and you're looking forward to this build, I'm doing this for you guys. See you in the next episode of RC Adventures.